Here's a question. Would you serve dinner guests a recipe you'd never tasted yourself? Of course not. So why do so many yoga teachers plan sequences they've never actually practiced? Yikes. This is where experience comes in, the second element of the serve method. Before you teach any sequence, you need to feel it in your own body first. I learned this lesson the hard way when I was a newer teacher. I'd plan these elaborate sequences that looked great on paper, but when I got in front of the students, the transitions felt awkward, the timing was off. I found myself rushing through poses I hadn't properly prepared for. Here's what changes when you experience your sequences first. You discover how long transitions actually take. You feel which poses need more setup time. You notice if your hip sections are too intense after your standing sequence, or if you've planned too much core work without enough counter poses. But experience isn't just about logistics, it's about embodiment. When you've felt a sequence in your own body, you can cue from a place of authentic knowing. Instead of saying, this should feel good in your hamstrings, you can say, notice how and where this creates length along the back of your legs because you've just felt it yourself. This doesn't mean you have to practice every single sequence you'll ever teach as a full class. Think in chunks. You can run through transitions, hold key poses for a few breaths, feel the flow from one movement to the next. Sometimes I'll practice a sequence in my living room in my regular clothes just to feel the rhythm and timing. Your students can absolutely sense the difference between a teacher who's just reciting instructions and one who's speaking from embodied experience. When you've practiced what you're teaching, you naturally pause at the right moments. You know when to offer modifications because you felt where the challenge points are. You can guide students with genuine confidence because you're not guessing. You know how this sequence unfolds. You've tasted it and you've seasoned it perfectly. This is especially important when you're trying new transitions or working with a population you don't normally teach. For example, as I planned my first workshops for athletes, I spent time moving through those sequences myself, feeling how they landed in my runner's body, adjusting the timing and intensity based on my own experience. The beautiful thing about experiencing your sequences is that it builds your confidence exponentially. When you walk into class, you're not hoping your plan will work. You know it works because you've tested it. That confidence translates directly into better teaching and into students who trust your guidance. Coming up next, we'll explore how repetition, done thoughtfully, becomes your secret weapon for both efficiency and effectiveness.